On Saturday the 23rd of July 2022, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the Director General of the World Health Organization, declared the current monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency of international concern. Understandably, this news has sparked many questions and concerns of people across the world, because the last time the WHO declared a global health emergency was in 2020, following the rapid global spread of COVID-19. As a scientist and as an infectious disease immunologist, I decided to do my own personal research and educate myself about monkeypox. In this video, I'll be sharing some information about what is known about monkeypox, its biology, its history, the symptoms of the disease, how it is spread, and most importantly, how it can be prevented and controlled. My name is Dr. Irene, and welcome to Yes, I'm a Scientist. The disease monkeypox is caused by the monkeypox virus. A virus is a submicroscopic infectious agent that consists of a core of genetic material, typically DNA or RNA, surrounded by a protein coat. A virus on its own cannot replicate, so it requires a host. So viruses infect host cells in order to survive and replicate. Monkeypox is an example of a double-stranded DNA virus, so it has double-stranded DNA at its core. Other examples of DNA viruses include herpes, chickenpox, and smallpox. Monkeypox is different to COVID-19, which is an RNA virus. Other RNA viruses include HIV, polio, and Ebola. The monkeypox virus belongs to the Poxviridae family and the orthopox virus genus. Other members of this genus, orthopox virus, include camelpox, cowpox, and most notably smallpox. Monkeypox is a zoonotic disease, which means it can be spread to humans from animals. Monkeypox is transmitted to humans through close contact with an infected person or animal. So this can be via contact of lesions or bodily fluids or contaminated materials such as bedding or towels. This type of transmission is called fomite transmission, where the disease can be caught by a contaminated object. This current outbreak has been more prevalent in communities of men who have sex with men. Human monkeypox has not been classified as a sexually transmitted disease. However, recent studies have shown that monkeypox viral DNA has been found in semen samples of monkeypox patients. Scientists have still not determined whether monkeypox virus can be transmitted through semen and vaginal fluids. Transmission of monkeypox via salivary or respiratory droplets requires prolonged face-to-face contact, which is different to what we know about other viruses such as COVID-19. Vertical transmission is possible with monkeypox, which means that transmission between mother and baby can occur via the placenta or during close contact during and after birth. It is not known what the natural reservoir of monkeypox is. So in biology and in infectious disease epidemiology, the natural reservoir of a disease or of a pathogen is the organism, the host, which the pathogen depends on for its survival. Even though monkeypox does infect humans and monkeys, the natural reservoir is thought to actually be rodents such as rats or squirrels. The incubation period of a disease is the number of days it takes for symptoms to appear after being exposed. So for monkeypox, it usually takes 6 to 13 days for symptoms to appear. However, this can range from anything between 5 and 21 days. Symptoms of monkeypox include fever, intense headache, swelling of lymph nodes, back pain, muscle aches, and lack of energy. This swelling of the lymph node is a key feature of monkeypox. So within 1 to 3 days of developing a fever, characteristic skin rashes and eruptions begin to occur. These rashes evolve from being flat to raised lesions filled with clear, then yellowish fluid. These then form a crust, dry up and fall off. Symptoms usually last 2 to 4 weeks, after which the majority of people recover. So how is monkeypox diagnosed? So as mentioned earlier, monkeypox patients display characteristic clinical symptoms. If you or any of your family members present with these symptoms, it is important to seek medical advice. Monkeypox is also often confused with chickenpox. However, monkeypox patients typically present with swollen lymph nodes. But again, it is important to seek medical advice for diagnosis. Laboratory tests can also be done to confirm a monkeypox diagnosis. PCR tests are used to detect monkeypox specific DNA signatures. How is monkeypox treated? So monkeypox is generally a mild disease in most people. The majority of people can recover without treatment within a few weeks of being infected. Clinical care for monkeypox is usually in the form of managing symptoms and trying to prevent and manage any complications. There is a therapeutic drug that can be used to treat monkeypox. So there is a drug called tecovirimat, which is also known as ST246, which has been produced by the company Seeger Technologies. This is an antiviral therapeutic drug that works against orthopox viruses such as monkeypox and smallpox. ST246 was actually a chemical compound identified in 2002 that had antiviral properties. It was identified during a high throughput screening that aimed to find a drug that would work against smallpox. This drug is able to inhibit the virus's ability to egress or to leave a host cell and thus breaks the replication cycle. In 2018, this drug became the first FDA-approved drug to treat smallpox. In 2021, Canada also approved the drug, and in January 2022, the drug was approved in Europe. This month, in July 2022, the UK also approved the use of this drug. So how can monkeypox be prevented and controlled? So as with many other infectious diseases, the best way to control the disease is to prevent infection in the first place. So as we mentioned earlier, it is important that people are aware of the signs and symptoms of monkeypox and also are educated about how it is transmitted. People who are infected with monkeypox and are displaying mild symptoms are generally advised to isolate at home until symptoms are relieved. However, it is important that if you suspect that you or your child has monkeypox, to contact your healthcare provider and follow and seek medical advice. The most important thing is to avoid contact with infected people, animals, or objects that may have been contaminated with the monkeypox virus. In the UK, healthcare workers who will directly care for patients with confirmed cases of monkeypox are being offered a smallpox vaccine that is expected to provide significant protection against monkeypox as they belong to the same genus. Members of the GBMSM community who are at high risk of exposure are also being offered the vaccine, as well as people who have had recent contact with confirmed cases. Please see your local health department guidelines for more information about monkeypox in general, prevention, treatment and control. There are many scientific review articles that highlight the history of natural and experimental infection of monkeypox. Monkeypox is not a new disease. Monkeypox was in fact first discovered in 1958 in Copenhagen, Denmark, during a non-fatal outbreak at an animal research facility. At this research facility, scientists were conducting polio vaccine research, and they received a continual supply of monkeys from Singapore in order to conduct their scientific research. These animals were regularly given antibiotics and appeared to be in good, satisfactory health. However, scientists reported that they began to develop skin lesions, and they had 2 outbreaks of monkeypox. Interestingly, that same year there was also another monkeypox outbreak. It was reported that a colony of captive monkeys in Philadelphia in the US had developed monkeypox. In 1962, a second monkeypox outbreak was seen in the US. 2 experimental monkeys that had been exposed to whole-body radiation developed lesions similar to those reported by Magnus and Pryor. In 1964, there was a monkeypox outbreak at the Rotterdam Zoo in the Netherlands. This outbreak revealed that the virus could in fact infect multiple species of animals. It is thought this outbreak was introduced by Central South American giant anteaters who had arrived at the zoo and 12 days later became ill and displayed characteristic skin lesions. These anteaters were housed close by to an Asian orangutan enclosure. Unfortunately, 60% of these orangutans became sick and unfortunately died. It is not known how this outbreak spread. It was assumed at the time that it was transmitted via aerosol or fomites, via objects that were contaminated. Other species of animals at the zoo were also affected, including gorillas, chimpanzees, and the only Asian gibbon at the zoo. Other animals included South American squirrel monkeys and the South American common marmoset. On the 1st of September 1970, a 9-month-old baby suspected of having smallpox was admitted to the Basankasu Hospital in the Democratic Republic of Congo, formerly known as Zaire. Specimens from this patient were analysed, and the virus that was isolated was similar to smallpox. However, it was not identical to it. It was in fact the first human case of monkeypox to be reported. Since 1970, the majority of human monkeypox cases have been located within the Congo Basin and in West Africa. Human monkeypox then continued to be endemic in Africa. It wasn't until 2003 that the first known human case of monkeypox outside of Africa was reported. In the Midwest of the United States of America, it was reported that a shipment of over 800 small mammals arrived in Texas from Ghana. Amongst the shipment of animals, there were infected squirrels, giant pouched rats, and dormice. Some of these infected rodents were sold to wholesale distributors, where they were kept in close proximity with American native prairie dogs. These prairie dogs were sold as pets and thus led to human infection. Interestingly, this outbreak was not associated with person-to-person contact. In 2005, a second human outbreak outside of the Congo Basin and West Africa took place in South Sudan. In 2017, monkeypox re-emerged in Nigeria after almost 40 years of no confirmed cases. Many scientists have said that the global north should have taken more notice of monkeypox and the advice of African epidemiologists. Before the 2017 outbreak in Nigeria, the virus seemed to be restricted to rural areas. However, after 2017, epidemiologists warned that the virus was spreading in an unusual way. It was appearing in urban areas and through close contact with sexual partners. Researchers also warned that cases of monkeypox were rising in sub-Saharan Africa. In 1980, smallpox was eradicated and mass vaccination was stopped. As mentioned earlier, smallpox and monkeypox are closely related orthopox viruses, and smallpox vaccines offer protection against monkeypox. So scientists warned that the lack of cross-protection from smallpox vaccines could lead to monkeypox outbreaks. To conclude this video, I hope you take away some knowledge of how the disease presents itself and how it is spread. I also hope you realise that monkeypox is not a discriminatory disease and that it can affect anybody, and that just because a disease may present itself within a certain people group or geographical location, these people groups should not be stigmatised or marginalised. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and share with your network and your friends, and also subscribe for more videos. Thank you.